Meantime, I wanted to show you an example in coronavirus panic. So much of the media is invested in panic porn, in trying to make you feel that the virus is now again out of control and we're on our way to our second wave and we're going to have to shut everything down again, and if we don't do it now, then something's going to go horribly wrong very quickly. Here's an example of the headlines that were coming out of a press conference from the Premier today. This in the Channel 9 papers, this on the #1 commercial news site in the country, this on Channel 7, and even this, which is taking place on travel blogs right now. Not if, but when. Now, why were they able to print such ridiculous headlines? The same organisations that told us, screamingly on their front pages, that 150,000 people would die of coronavirus. This stuff frightens people, and this stuff frightens our leaders who abdicate their responsibility to a chief medical officer who turns around and says, well, when there's a couple of cases that are starting to pop up here or there, then we should think about locking everything down. This is what the New South Wales Premier said today. Now, I support this Premier, and sure, we had some tough times when we were arguing about whether schools were to be reopened or not, but the message that was being delivered by the Premier today was something that helped fuel the media coronavirus panic porn.
We all have to be on high alert. We're on high alert. My state is of high alert. That obviously makes us on high alert, putting people on high alert. That all of us are on high alert, and every resident in New South Wales should feel on high alert. This is a time when all of us have to be on high alert. Be on high alert. We are on high alert. Please be on high alert to feel on high alert. All of us have to be on high alert. Everybody in the state has to be on high alert, and a phase of high alert in New South Wales.
Did you get the message? Today was a day to be on high alert. So has there been an explosion in cases in New South Wales? No. Here are the facts. The facts that are freely available to any of the journalists who went on to write that panic porn today from the New South Wales Health Department's website. Have a look at the numbers of coronavirus in New South Wales in the past 7 days. Locally acquired, i.e. the stuff that we don't know where it comes from, 3 people. Cases from interstate, 1. This was apparently a kid who comes from Victoria. The majority of cases are exactly as they have always been. The cases are ending up in hotel rooms where the people do not leave. So why are we supposed to be on high alert? Nobody's pretending that we need to go back to sort of partying and being able to dance with whoever we wish to, and we can end up carrying on like a security guard in a Melbourne hotel. We all know what we have to do. But what is the point in panicking people like this? All it does is make premiers further up the chain more nervous. Queensland's about to reopen its border, and rightly so, tomorrow at midday. Western Australia uses this sort of panic to reinforce that its borders should stay closed until at least September, even though, as I've told you multiple times, that's about the WA government trying to cover its arse when it comes to its own unemployment rate. It's also used as an excuse to keep thousands of people away from their families and those FIFO workers. So again, to make it very clear to anyone who is half listening, in New South Wales, again, going off the statistics that are available to everyone who could choose to focus on these, but you make the deliberate choice not to. In the past 24 hours, there have been 75,462 tests for coronavirus in New South Wales. Of those in the community who have tested positive, those cases of 3. That works out as just 0.003% positive return rate. Yet apparently, we must be on high alert. We must build a border on top of the border that is already being policed between Victoria and New South Wales. Now, I get it. People are nervous, but there is no reason to panic people. And unless you're going to be specific with your information about how many people are dodging these tests and why and what the consequences are if they do, then we're going to end up with a problem. Because in Victoria, when 10,000 people refused tests but got no punishment, that city ended up being locked down for the next 6 weeks. We don't want that to happen anywhere else in the country. But a big part of that is to know just how big the problem is on any one day. Remember, the total number of new cases which get announced each and every day, the extreme majority of which are people who are in a hotel. So you need to look at the number of people who are outside of those hotels. And when those numbers are 3, yes, 3 can become 6, and 6 can become 12, and 12 can become 24. But let's not pretend that we're going to go from 0 to 10,000 anytime soon. Unless, of course, we continue not to police those who refuse to take the test. Unless we have health officials who guarantee that when people fly in from other parts of the country, that when there's just one gate to defend, you defend that gate. So while I know that clickbait is always going to be a more attractive business model than telling the truth, the facts are there for anyone to see every day. But people are busy. They've got other things to do. I doubt that they're refreshing the New South Wales Health Statistics app every single day. But it is behoven on everyone who reports on this to tell the truth about total cases, how many are in hospital, how many are in intensive care. And those numbers remain especially low outside of Victoria. But even then, in Victoria, we're still only talking about 40 people who are currently in hospital. I'm on high alert for the people who are trying to send you into a panic and our country back to a place it doesn't need to go.